lesson chapters. What's up, YouTube? It's Thursday, February 19th, and here's my Uber. Perfect. One more thing to carry is a stupid umbrella. I hate carrying umbrellas. Here at the Caltrain, head down south San Jose, 6:56, or maybe I'll take the 6:44. I am a little bit early. Yeah. Seriously. Later. I think I just convinced that guy to start vlogging, which would be fantastic. Wouldn't it be cool to learn from kind of a Caltrain training conductor about what his life is like riding the train full time? I mean, that would be cool, right? 8:10 in the morning, and we are 1 minute early. They did great. I love it getting somewhere early, don't you? Really a beautiful day here in San Jose. It's supposed to rain, so I brought my umbrella. I hate carrying umbrellas. In fact, if you're like me, sometimes I'd rather get wet. I know that sounds so stupid, but I have the things that I want to carry in my bag, and that's it. I don't want to carry anything else. Keep things as trim, as small, as light as possible. Hanging out with my team here at WeWork down in San Jose. We will be talking about product, and in particular, we've been exploring this idea around a developer-centric news feed for software developers and product engineers and stuff like that. And the news feed is not necessarily a new concept, but I think what we're trying to do is rethink how that works in particular for product-centric, software-centric companies and individuals. So we'll really have to figure that out, and we want to talk through that today.
3 hours later.
Hey guys, so a question that I've gotten many times is what it's like to be a software developer, be a software engineer, be an entrepreneur, build a company in Silicon Valley in San Francisco. And unlike any other place that I've been, and I've lived in a bunch of different places and built a number of companies in 2 different states here in the US, never internationally. At some point, perhaps, maybe I will. But that's a great question. There are 3 things, there are actually a lot of things, but 3 things that I immediately thought that all start with P. Alliteration really works. The first one is more of a professional perspective. The second one is more of a personal one, and the third is more of a philosophy. Maybe that P might be a little bit weak. But the first one is professional, and without question, the density of the network is unlike anything that I've ever experienced anywhere. And this has been confirmed by many of the people that I've met here and now work with here in Silicon Valley and San Francisco, is that the density of the relational network is unbelievable. And in the last year or so, I've been able to land pretty much cold in a lot of ways and create an expansive network where I am now confident that I have all the relationships that I need in terms of money and venture and talent and acquisition and customers. I mean, the density is huge. And sure, my network will continue to grow, but because of the density, I've been able to network extremely fast. And the proximity to all these incredibly talented and very successful people has just been a boon for me personally. Something that I've said many times is that I don't have any regrets. I've lived a very full life. There's still more life to come. But if I could have done this earlier, if I could have moved out here to Silicon Valley 10 years ago when I first started my professional career out of college, that would have been great. Especially because I was a software engineer and I'm still in that world, and that's the world that I'm pretty sure that I'll continue to make an income from. I wish I had come out here sooner. And I just can't even imagine what a decade would have been like of being here in the center of the universe for software and technology. So that's all I want to say about that. Is I don't want to, add any additional pressure to you to feel like you have to come out here. But if software and technology and engineering and product and a big part of your future, then you should definitely head out here. I wrote this blog post, and I'll link it below. Essentially is this idea that be proud of in the place in which you fail. And essentially as if I liken it to those in the music industry. At some point, if you're in the music industry, in the business of music, then you have to take a trip to Nashville. You eventually have to land there or experience that, because that's the center of the universe for music. It's Nashville, Tennessee. And so I take the same thing and approach from when I wanted to build my next company. I've built a couple companies in Austin and Atlanta, but I wouldn't be proud to fail in those cities because I've already done that. But man, coming out here to Silicon Valley and San Francisco and messing up and failing, which, is a very high likelihood, I'd be proud to say, hey, I did it, I tried, and it wasn't Atlanta, it wasn't Austin. Not that those cities are bad, but it was San Francisco, it was Silicon Valley. I went to the Mecca and I tried and didn't work, and that's okay. So just kind of food for thought. The second one is personal, and that's just, there's incredible food and great places to eat and drink coffee. And that's a big part of my life, is just really, really good food. And I love the weather. The weather and the food and the climates, the microclimates, they're all fantastic. And so building a company here with that type of, it's great. The third one is philosophical, and it's more about just culturally here. There's a hopefulness, an attitude, maybe even a naivete, that big things are just around the corner, and you get sucked into that. And it becomes addictive, and it drives you to be the best performer. It drives you to do your very best, because you know that some of the smartest people on the planet are here working on some of the neatest things, and you just want to be a part of it. And so it's in the water, you swim it, you breathe it, you eat it, you sleep it. And if that's exciting for you, if you want to be around similar people in a culture where innovation is part of the water and the air that you breathe, then you should be here. But to button that topic up very nicely, although those differences exist, building a company here in Silicon Valley, exactly like building a company in anywhere else, it takes a ton of work, a ton of hard work, perseverance, and working with great people. And so if I were to provide any counsel on how to build a company, it would be find great people to work with. We don't really even have to worry about the idea so much. It's more about people than anything else. And I think Silicon Valley, of all the great things that it has to offer, it has some world-class people. And those people exist wherever you are as well. So get with some great people and start building stuff and just seeing what happens. So yeah. So that's what it's like to build a company here in Silicon Valley. Great people, great food. The culture is amazing, and I think all those things create a very vibrant Molotov cocktail for cool things to happen. So yeah. Here we are, back on Market Street. Time to walk home.